this is Binduprava Sahu on SNEB'S biology. In the previous video, we have discussed what tissues are and how they are differentiated in various plants and animals. Okay, so in this video, we are going to discuss about the various types of tissues that are found in animals, and we will learn also the first type of tissue. Okay, so all of you know that animals perform numerous functions simultaneously. So there is a good chance, or it is obvious, that there are numerous tissues are also there, right? So how do we learn them? Okay, there is nothing hard to learn. Okay, so depending upon the structure and functions, these tissues have been categorized into 4 types. Okay, 4 types. So what are they? The first type of tissue is there for protection, and it is called as the epithelial tissue. Okay. The second type of tissue is there for connection, and it is known as the connective tissue. Another one is there for movement as well as locomotion, and it is known as the muscular tissue. The muscular tissue. And the last one is there for transmission of signal across the body. Okay, and this type of tissue is known as the nervous tissue. So all these tissue perform essential work of the body. They are required for essential work. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about this epithelial tissue. Okay, so let's start. So what do you mean by epithelial tissue? So what epi means? Epi means above. Okay, so epithelial tissues constitute cells that form the membrane covering as well as the lining of the body surfaces and glands. Okay, so we can say that this epithelial tissue form the epidermal layer. Okay, and these also form a barrier between the various body organs, separating them. Now come to the function. As I have already told that the main function of epithelial tissue is what? Protection. So due to its protective nature, it cannot have space between the cells. It cannot have intercellular spaces. Okay, so consider an example of a fort. If the fort has any weakened outer wall, enemy can easily attack its weakened wall. This is the weakness of the fort, right? So what will happen if these epithelial tissues have intercellular spaces? Okay, so there will be easy attack of pathogens to the cells. Okay, so to avoid that, as it forms the protective layer of the body, okay, so it will have negligible amount of intercellular spaces in its cell, or there is no intercellular spaces. The cells are held very tightly and they allow some selective substance to pass through it. Clear? And the cementing material that is present between the cells is also very negligible. So we can say that every substance that passes through the cells will come across this epithelial tissue layer at least once. Okay, so the permeability of the cells will vary in various types of epithelium depending upon the nature of the material which is passing through. Clear? Now, considering these epithelial tissues in general which are found in the body, there are 4 characteristics of these epithelial tissues. Okay, so let's study about them. The first one is that all the cells of the epithelium are placed on a thin fibrous supportive membrane like structure which is called as the basement membrane. Basement membrane. So what does basement membrane do? This basement membrane provides support. Besides this, they also hold the cells in a straight line. Okay, the cells are held in a straight line. This is the basement membrane, so that they will form a uniform layer. Okay, and a consistent layer. Clear? Now come to the second point. As I have already told that where these epithelial tissues are present, on the lining of the body surfaces, right? So they are always subjected to wear, tear as well as injury. So they have high capacity for renewal. Clear? Now come to the third point. There are some cell junctions which are found between the cells of the epithelial tissues. So mainly there are three junctions: gap junctions, tight junctions, and the desmosomes. Desmosomes or the adherents or the anchoring junctions, we can say that. Clear? So consider this as a epithelial cell. Okay. So this is a epithelial cell. So what is gap junction? The junction through which any molecule or ion can pass. Okay. So it allows the passage of molecules and ion through the cell. Clear? Now come to tight junction. So what does tight junction do? The tight junctions do not allow, here, they do not allow the passage of molecules or ions through the cells. So these are the tight junctions. Okay, say they do not allow the passage of molecules and ions. Now come to desmosomes. So what these desmosomes do? They hold the two cells tightly. Okay, that helps in adhering of the cells. It provides adhering between the cells. Okay, so this is the desmosomes. Okay, clear? This is the gap junction. Now come to the fourth characteristic. So these epithelial tissues have their own nerve supply, but they are avascular. They have own nerve supply, but avascular. Clear? So what is avascular? They do not have their own blood supply. So now the question arises, where it gets nutrients and how the waste materials are removed? So the answer is, the blood cells, the blood vessels which bring in nutrients and also are responsible for removing the waste materials are located in the adjacent connective tissue. It has its own nerve supply. This is the nerve supply for say, and the blood supply is from where? From the connective tissue located adjacent to it. Clear? Understood? So the exchange of materials between this epithelial tissue and the connective tissue takes place by the process of diffusion. Clear? So what are the main functions that we have studied? The first one is protection. The second one is secretion. The third one is absorption. And the fourth one is excretion. Okay, So these are the main function of the epithelial tissues. So there are various types of epithelial tissues we can found in a body. So we will discuss about these various types of epithelial tissues in the next video. If you are liking my videos, hit like, share with your friends, spread knowledge, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon next to it so that you can get all the updates from us. Okay, and there is an important thing. If you have any doubt, you can ask me through the comment box. Thank you.